On Martin Luther King Day, a high school teacher named Jesse Hagapian spoke at a Black Lives Matters protest. He and a bunch of other protesters were casually walking home afterwards, not bothering anybody. And then this happened. They just sprayed. All right, that looks like a parody. That's like a parody of over-aggressive cops who don't know what the fuck they're doing. The dude is talking on the phone. By the way, the article on this goes into great detail where they describe how he's having a conversation with his mother about how his mother's going to come to his 2-year-old's birthday party. Having a lovely conversation with a family member about love, and then, boom, hit in the face with fucking pepper spray when you're minding your business. Okay, that woman needs to be fired immediately. Immediately. I wouldn't be happy with a suspension. I wouldn't be happy with, pay docked. I wouldn't be happy with a lawsuit where the guy just wins money. I mean, I'd be fine with him winning money in a lawsuit, but I also want her fired. Because you see the whole thing laid out there as people casually walking by. Nobody was causing a problem. Nobody was causing a problem. Nobody was causing a problem. And what she did, she just started screaming. She started screaming. She flipped out because they're protesters who actually want to say some shit and exercise their First Amendment rights. Nobody's doing anything wrong, and she just starts fucking spraying. The dude is minding his business. That really looks like a parody. It looks like if you set up some sort of a sketch comedy show and, you wanted to portray the cop who is a ridiculous person and is too willing to use violence at a moment's notice and just starts screaming randomly and spraying people in the face. We have to chip away at this us versus them mentality, man. I mean, that idea is killing us right now. It's absolutely killing us. The cops believe that they, especially in New York, it's the worst in New York City, and we saw this with the whole Bill de Blasio situation. The cops believe that you're either with them or you're against them. So you either support everything that they've ever done ever and everything they ever will do ever, or you're the bad guy. And that's not what this is about. I mean, you're acting like spoiled, petulant little children. You're little toddlers when you act the way you're acting. You're like babies, like crybabies who are spoiled. You need to understand that when it says protect and serve in your job description, it means protect and serve the people. Not protect and serve just your other buddies wearing, the badge. And I get it, man, you have a hard job and sometimes you deal with scumbags. I understand that. Believe me, most people understand that. But when you're talking about a situation like we just saw right there, there is no two sides to it. It's not like, but, yeah, I sprayed him, but you saw how he was doing the thing where he was telling his mother that he loves her. No, there is no other side. Sometimes you're wrong, and when you're wrong, there needs to be accountability, and time again, we've seen absolutely no accountability. Look, I've said it repeatedly. Unfortunately, none of the policy solutions that I have, right, would address this situation, because this is just a crazy fucking cop who shouldn't be a cop, right? Like, fire her. Fire her immediately. I don't want to have a further conversation. Done. Gone. But we've spoken about policies that should be implemented which would move us in a better direction and make it so that cops are more liked and that you handcuff them, funny word to use, from doing further abuse. So I've always said you need the body cameras. Now some people say, look, we saw with Eric Garner, that doesn't prevent anything. No, but you're missing it. Of course it's not foolproof. Nothing's foolproof. But the study showed that when the cops have the body cameras, they're much less likely to do something like they did to Eric Garner. Because then they know I'm being watched all the time, I'm being monitored all the time, so it's much less likely that they act out on it. That's what the studies have shown. So body cameras are still a fantastic idea. But also you need to end the drug war because the drug war is used to harass people, and you have to have people from given communities police their own communities because they need to feel a connection to the people there. It can't just be the other. It can't just be tribalism exacerbated. And I honestly think if you implement these reforms, then, overnight you'd have people with a much better opinion of cops. If you take away the idea of nonviolent crimes, then you've made it so that, you're not going to have a standoff much anymore because the cops are more often going to go after people who are really doing assault and really doing robbery and burglary and are really doing rape and all these horrible things. So if you make it so that that's what they focus on, great, then we all support them and there's no problem whatsoever. But if you're doing stop and frisks of random black people who did nothing wrong and they feel like they're fucking under occupation and you're arresting black people for doing drugs, meanwhile we have alcohol legal and you can get shit-faced and kill yourself from intoxication and poisoning in the middle of the day and all these hypocrisies in the drug laws, that's where the problems arise. So we need some serious policy, substantive reform to move towards having a better police system and a police structure in place. But also, you just need to root out the bad apples, because this person right here, you're just a bad apple. You just don't know what the fuck you're doing. You can't handle the job, and I'm sorry, but you're going to have to move along and find a new career.